Up next for the mighty West Ham is Southampton on Wednesday the 27th. Not a Boxing Day fixture this year, although it's not been a Boxing Day fixture for West Ham, especially at home for a good few years since we've made the big move to the Olympic Stadium. Southampton have won back-to-back Premier League games for the first time in over 20 months and now face a West Ham team who unfortunately were defeated against Watford, which was really disappointing. Saturday's victory for Southampton, like I said, was their back-to-back victory. They beat Southampton 3-1, and that followed a fantastic victory against Arsenal, and I don't think anyone really would have predicted that victory. We unfortunately stopped our 4-game winning run, and I think, I'll probably go as far as saying a lot of West Ham fans were having the confidence was through the roof, and unfortunately we didn't win the game, which was a bit crap, but it's one of those games that, I thought that it was quite a good neutral game, but just unfortunately West Ham weren't at the races that day and never took their chances. It's not like Chicharito to miss those 2 glorious opportunities that he had, but it happened and we've just got to put that to bed and move on. Another win for Southampton would see them double their points tally of the season in the space of 3 games, so we really hope that that's not going to happen. We don't really want to start dropping down the league again, especially when we were looking that way. We don't want to be looking that way. Team news for Southampton, apparently Højbjerg is going to miss the game after picking up another red card, and Ryan Bertrand is going to be missing for Southampton. What does Southampton bring? You look at their kind of attacking line and you see a lot of kind of old school. When I say old school, I mean players that have been around the block a few times. So you've got Danny Ings. For me, I don't know where I'm at with him, to be honest. He's not played for a while, but he's been performing really well for Southampton since he's joined them. You've got Shane Long and Charlie Austin. Typical Charlie Austin. I don't want to say it, but the guy that apparently has no knee, according to our owners, and then plays West Ham the next game. Typical West Ham style, and scores against us. So they've got a decent threat going forward. Players that have been in and around the league for a while, got a lot of experience in the Premier League. On top of that, they've got Nathan Redmond, who I think is a great player, to be honest. I've always rated him as a kind of an attacking midfielder. But another player, I suppose, that goes as an unsung hero for Southampton is Stuart Armstrong, the Scottish international. I think he's a fantastic player. Another one of those players that Southampton seem to have history of finding this talent, bringing them through the ranks or bringing them in and then selling them on for a massive profit. But between, if Danny Ings starts alongside Redmond and Armstrong, it's definitely a threat we need to watch. Even more so the fact that Balbuena might be missing for this game, because he did pick up his knee knock against Watford. But hopefully he can pull through, because we definitely need him. Balbuena done all right, but I didn't think there was anything to write home about against Watford, to be honest. We definitely missed Balbuena when he came on, because it was such a physical game. Now, I don't see Southampton being such a physical game. I just think they've got a lot of experience. You look through their side, and another player that I didn't massively rate, I still don't massively rate, is Romeu. Used to play for Chelsea. He's now obviously kind of starter within the Southampton side, and another player that steps up and always is in the mix against West Ham is Yoshida, the centre-half for Southampton. He's got a bit of a history of scoring against West Ham as well, but hopefully West Ham can change that. We need to look into this game and see it as an opportunity to kind of, just quickly knock that game that we just got beat back and try and get back on the winning track again. Southampton have played 18 games, they've won 3, they've lost 9, so it's not great stats for them, although they are on back-to-back wins for the season. They've scored 19, but they have conceded 33, so that's a sign of showing that they do concede, and when they concede a lot, albeit I know they got beat 6 odd goals by Manchester City, but still there's a lot of goals there too that they have conceded, so there's maybe not as much confidence in that line. But top goal scorer is Danny Ings, 7 goals. I definitely wouldn't have thought that when they signed him, but he's obviously doing all right. He's been given a chance, and he's got a bit of a history at Burnley when he was there before, so when he made the move to Liverpool, he probably didn't have much of a chance, but he's there and he's in and around it. Charlie Austin's got 2 goals, but he's not starting every single game. Stuart Armstrong from the midfield's got 3 goals. And Nathan Redmond's got a couple of assists. So just pretty much all the players I mentioned there are ones we kind of need to watch as a whole. When it comes to West Ham, what would I do? Because there's a bit of a rumour that potentially Hernandez has picked up a bit of a knock, but I don't know if that's just been happening in training left, right and centre, and maybe they're just worried that will he make it each game. I think he will make it, and I think it's a no-brainer that he has to start. Now that West Ham were knocked off their peg a little after coming into this game, after winning the Watford game, after winning 4 games in a row, I'm going to put my neck on the line here and just say I'd like to see Andy Carroll start with Chicharito up top, especially away from home. Pellegrini seems to have found his formation against the sides in and around us, which is 4-4-2, and I would like to see the big man, little man get given a shot. And do you know what? You can slag Andy Carroll off all we want. We may want rid of him all we want, but we need to use him. We need to utilise this squad as much as we possibly can until we get all our players back fit. We've done really, really well to get those 4 victories, but now that can knock our confidence, and we need to pick up from where we left off when we beat Fulham. So for me, I don't think Southampton will expect it. I didn't expect to even say this, but I do think that I would like to see Andy Carroll start up top. I thought Antonio's been playing well. He did do all right, and he was unlucky not to take that chance against Watford. But for me, I'm just going to make a big call and say I'd like to see Andy Carroll come in and start alongside Chicharito if Chicharito is fit. Midfield, don't think much needs to be changed, to be honest. Like I said, I thought West Ham played all right against Watford. We just didn't take our chances. I'm saying I want Carroll to start, but I can probably see Antonio starting alongside Chicharito. It's just I think that maybe some of the sides in and around us might clock on to our style of play, and may start kind of taking the game to us, especially when Southampton are on a bit of a run as well. We need to really try to counter that. But, you know, it's not a bad option to have a Carroll coming off the bench. But for me personally, I'd like to see him start this game in particular. It's the least he can do. He's missed so many games for us. He can start one game, and let's hope he doesn't get injured from it. At the back, I am worried about Balbuena. I mentioned it. I'm worried that he's not going to make the game. I hope he is. And I've always said it all along. I don't have a huge amount of faith in Balbuena. I do think he's a bit of a calamity. I also think that other players in and around him panic when they see him on the ball, and it puts them out of position. But, you know, he's decent enough. He's decent enough cover. I think that's our biggest, weakest link on top of the left back position. If Masuaku's not on form, I thought he's been playing all right recently. But out with that, if Balbuena doesn't make it, then I don't fancy the backups that we've got, because we don't have much backup. Unfortunately, Winston Reid's injured. But the only other option we've got potentially is to bring Declan Rice back in. And I just get the suspicion that Pellegrini doesn't fancy Balbuena. I could be wrong, but if he doesn't, the option is to bring Rice back into the central defence. But he's been playing so well. But we definitely, something needs to change. Something not drastically, but something needs to change. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, my predictions for the game are: I'm going to go for a West Ham win. I'm going to say we're going to bounce back and we're going to get a victory away from home, which will do us a world of good going into the next lot of fixtures. So I'll go for a 2-1 away West Ham win. Make sure you agree with me. Get the comments in below. Let us know. And I hope you've had an amazing Christmas. And we'll be back just before the new year. And keep following, get subscribing, get following us on social media sites. I've been Anton. We're Irons United. Come on, you Irons.